The woman lifted her
Wait,
phone and zoomed in.
is that Marcus Reed? No way. Like she said that would work. I know, right? Ridiculous. So that's Marcus, the genius from our class?
Before we begin, type 555 in the comments and tell us where you're watching from. Welcome to World Story Studio, where every story brings love, hope, and unforgettable moments to life. Now, let's begin.
Marcus heard every word. He kept his eyes lowered. He could have walked away. He could have called his driver. He could have ended the entire experiment with one phone call. But he didn't. Instead, he held out his bowl. Please? Anything helps. The woman laughed even harder. Guys, you have to see this. Marcus Reed is begging on the street. She started recording. Her friends gathered around. One whispered, "Don't let him see us. What if somebody thinks we're his friends?" Marcus heard that too, and somehow that hurt more than the laughter, because they had known him before. They had seen him when he was successful. They had celebrated around him when life was good. Now that they believed he had fallen, they were ashamed to stand beside him. Marcus looked down at his worn shoes. Then he quietly whispered to himself, "That's exactly what I needed to know." Because Marcus wasn't homeless. He wasn't broke, and his business hadn't failed. He was secretly the chairman of Dream Chasing Group, a powerful company whose executives rarely saw him without security surrounding him. For 30 days, he had disguised himself as a homeless man. He wanted to discover one thing. How would people treat him if they believed he had nothing? The answer had been painful. Some people ignored him. Some insulted him. Some tossed money at him without making eye contact. But a few stopped. They asked if he had eaten. They offered food. They spoke to him with dignity. Marcus remembered every one of them. At the end of the 30 days, he gave his assistant a list. 100 people. Only 100? Out of everyone who passed me. What should we do with the list? Find them. His assistant nodded. And after we find them? Marcus looked out the window. Change their lives. But before he could finish the experiment, something happened that he hadn't planned for. A woman stopped in front of him. She stared at his face. Her expression changed. Marcus? He froze. It was Maya Brooks, his old schoolmate, the quiet girl he remembered from years ago. She looked at his clothes, then at the bowl. What happened to you? Marcus swallowed. My business failed. Maya didn't laugh. She didn't pull out her phone. She didn't look around to see who was watching. Instead, she crouched beside him. Have you eaten today? Marcus didn't answer. Maya opened her purse. She had only a little cash. She gave it to him anyway. Then she looked at him. You don't have to explain everything right now. Marcus stared at her. After 30 days of people treating him like garbage, one simple question almost broke him. Have you eaten? Maya stood. Come with me. Marcus looked surprised. Where? My house. You don't know what happened to me. I know. You don't even know if I'm telling the truth. Maya looked directly into his eyes. Maybe I don't. But you're still a human being. Marcus followed her. For the first time in 30 days, he felt something he hadn't expected to feel. Not relief, not victory. Something more dangerous. Hope. Maya took him home, gave him clean clothes, prepared food, and told him he could sleep there. Then she said quietly, "I don't care whether you're rich or poor." Marcus looked at her. "I just don't want you suffering alone." He didn't know what to say, because the woman standing in front of him had no idea who he really was. And Marcus suddenly realized something terrifying. He had started this experiment to find out whether people were capable of kindness. But now he was beginning to wonder if he had found something much more valuable. Love. Unfortunately, Maya's family was about to arrive, and the moment they saw the man sitting inside their home, everything would change. The moment Maya's mother walked through the door, she stopped. Her eyes moved from Maya to Marcus, then to the dirty clothes he had been wearing. "Who is that?" Maya stepped forward. "Mom, this is Marcus. We went to school together." Her mother frowned. "The man you brought into my house?" "He needed somewhere to stay." Her mother pulled Maya aside. "Do you know what people are saying about him?" Maya shook her head. "I don't care what people say." "You should." Her mother lowered her voice. "That man is a failure. His business collapsed. He has nothing." Marcus heard every word. He said nothing. Maya defended him. "He may have lost his business, but that doesn't make him a bad person." Her mother shook her head. "You're young. You don't understand what you're doing." But Maya did understand. She had seen Marcus when he thought nobody was watching. He thanked people who gave him food. He helped an elderly woman cross the street. He never insulted anyone who refused to help him. There was something different about him, and Maya was beginning to fall for it. Days passed. Marcus stayed in Maya's home. He helped around the house. He listened when she talked. He made her laugh. Then one evening, Maya finally asked the question she had been afraid to ask. "Marcus, are you planning to leave?" He looked at her. "I don't know." "Would you?" "Not if you wanted me to stay." Maya smiled. Then Marcus reached for her hand. "I want to marry you." She stared at him. "Marcus, you barely have anything." "I know." "And you still want to marry me?" "Yes." Maya took a deep breath. "Then we'll build together." She went into her room and returned with an envelope. She placed it in his hand. Marcus opened it. His eyes widened. $5,000. "My savings," Maya said. He immediately pushed it back. "I can't take this." "You're going to need it." "For what?" "Our wedding." Marcus stared at her. She believed he had nothing, yet she was giving him everything she had. "Life has ups and downs," Maya said. "Maybe you don't know how you'll recover. I don't know either, but I believe you will." Marcus looked away so she wouldn't see his eyes filling with tears. He had access to more money than Maya could imagine, but that envelope meant more to him than millions ever could. He gently closed it. "I'll never forget this." Maya smiled. "You don't have to. Just don't abandon me when things get better." Marcus looked at her. "I won't." But Maya's mother was listening from the hallway, and she had already made her decision. She wanted Marcus out. Not only that, she had another man in mind. His name was Jason Carter. Jason came from a wealthy family. He drove expensive cars, he wore designer clothes, and he had been asking for Maya's hand for months. Her mother believed Jason could give her daughter the life she deserved. So while Maya was planning a wedding with Marcus, her mother secretly began planning another one. Then she called Jason. "Come tomorrow." Jason smiled. Is Maya ready? She will be. But there was one problem. Maya had already chosen Marcus, and Marcus had already begun preparing for their wedding. While Maya's family believed they were preparing to marry a poor, broken man, Marcus made a private call. Prepare the wedding gifts. His assistant asked, "How extravagant should we make them?" Marcus looked at the photograph of Maya on his desk. Nothing ordinary. A pause. "Sir?" "I want something she could never forget. A rare diamond, a luxury property, a private wedding arrangement." Everything was prepared in silence, because Marcus still had one final secret to protect: his identity. Then his phone rang. "Chairman, the annual Wealth Summit begins tomorrow. Every major business leader will be there." Marcus looked at Maya. "Go ahead without me." "But, sir, they are waiting for you." "I'll come later." He ended the call. He had a wedding in 2 days, but before he could marry Maya, he had to survive the one thing he hadn't planned for. A family had discovered that the beggar was going to become their son-in-law, and they were determined to stop it. The next morning, Maya's mother looked her daughter in the eyes. "Your wedding to Marcus is canceled." Maya froze. "What?" "You heard me. I love him." Her mother's voice hardened. "Then you'll have to choose." "Choose what?" "Your family or that beggar." Maya stared at her mother. "My family or Marcus?" Her mother pointed toward the door. "Choose him, and you leave this house." Maya's eyes filled with tears. "I won't abandon him because he's poor." Then her mother did something cruel. She took Maya's phone. "You're not calling him." She locked the door. But Marcus was already on his way. He arrived carrying the things he and Maya had planned for their wedding: groceries, household supplies, a modest wedding gift, nothing extravagant, nothing designed to impress anyone. He stood outside the house while several men blocked the entrance. One of them laughed. "You actually came?" Marcus remained calm. "I came because Maya and I are getting married." "You're a beggar." "I know what you think." "Then turn around." Marcus looked toward the house. "I won't leave until I hear Maya say she doesn't want me." Before anyone could answer, shouting came from inside. Maya's mother had collapsed. She was having a seizure. Everyone panicked. Marcus rushed forward. "Give her space!" The men tried to stop him. "Don't touch her! She needs help." Marcus knelt beside her and calmly instructed everyone what to do. Within minutes, her breathing stabilized. When Maya's mother opened her eyes, she saw Marcus beside her. The man she had called a failure had just saved her life. But before anyone could process what happened, Jason arrived. He stepped out of a luxury car carrying expensive gifts. "Where's Maya?" Maya's mother pointed toward the house. Jason smiled. Then he saw Marcus. "You're still here?" Maya stepped forward. "I never agreed to marry you." Jason laughed. "You don't get to decide that anymore." He turned toward Marcus. "You can't compete with me." Then he opened his gifts: money, jewelry, luxury items. The crowd applauded. Jason looked at Marcus. "Now show them what you brought." Marcus placed his modest wedding gifts on the table. People laughed. Jason smiled. "This is why people like you should know their place." Maya stepped between them. "I don't need a man to buy me." Jason's face hardened. "Then let him prove he's more than a failure." He pointed toward the road. "Where's your wedding party?" The crowd laughed again. Marcus looked at his assistant. "Bring them." Nobody understood. Then they heard engines. One luxury vehicle entered the street, then another, then another. The laughter disappeared. Dozens of expensive cars stopped outside the house. People stepped out wearing tailored suits. One man walked directly toward Marcus. "Chairman?" Jason's smile vanished. "Chairman?" The man looked confused. "Of course, Chairman Marcus Reed." Silence. Maya stared at Marcus. "You're the chairman?" Marcus nodded. Her mother covered her mouth. Jason stepped backward. "This is fake." Another executive stepped forward. "The chairman has been living under disguise for 30 days. Marcus finally told everyone the truth. "I wasn't homeless. I wasn't broke. I was testing something money had made impossible for me to see." He looked around the room. "I wanted to know who would respect me if they believed I had nothing." Then he looked at Maya. She did. Maya began crying. Marcus walked toward her. "You gave me your savings when you believed I had nothing. You defended me when everyone told you to walk away." He took her hand. "You never loved my money because you never knew I had it." Maya smiled through her tears. "I loved you, and that's why I chose you." Then Marcus turned to the people who had mocked him. "Let this be the lesson. Poverty can change a person's circumstances. It doesn't change their humanity." But Marcus wasn't finished. His executives had discovered that Jason's wealth wasn't as clean as everyone believed. Financial records revealed fraud and money laundering. Police arrived. Jason was arrested. The same man who had spent the morning boasting about his money was led away in handcuffs. Maya's mother watched silently. Then she approached Marcus. "I was wrong." Marcus nodded. "You were afraid for your daughter." "No," she said. "I was afraid of what people would say." That admission changed everything. Maya hugged her mother, and Marcus didn't demand an apology. He simply said, "Never judge someone by the season they're in." 2 days later, the wedding finally happened. Not because Marcus was rich, not because he arrived with luxury cars, not because he could buy anything Maya wanted. It happened because after everyone else walked away, Maya stayed. And when Marcus stood beside her at the altar, he whispered, "Thank you for loving the man you thought I was." Maya smiled. "I would choose you again." Marcus squeezed her hand. The test that began with a begging bowl had ended with something money could never purchase: trust, love, and proof that kindness still exists. Marcus had gone into the streets to discover who people really were. Instead, he discovered who he wanted beside him for the rest of his life.